Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I come back again with very beautiful video that is how to handle the input box and radio button. So to handle the input box and radio button, these two are very common, but most of the times beginner does many mistakes while automating this. So they simply just automate the input box and radio button, but they have not put any sort of validations there. And due to this reason, your regression script fail, your test cases fail. So we will going to see that how we can handle this today. For that, I'm going to use for input box, I'm going to use this particular URL and what assertion I'm going to use in to automate the input box. One is input box enabled. So we will going to see that whether your input box is enabled or not, your input box is editable or not, or your input box is visible or not, or it is empty or not. So we will going to see all these validations in practical way, and we will going to understand that what is the best way to automate the input box. Then next we have a radio button. For radio button, I'm using this particular URL. You can use any way, any other URL also for practice purpose. But I just want you guys to make sure that you are getting each and everything very clear way and you're understanding it, so that while automating your script you will not miss any sort of validations. So for radio, we will going to see that checked, unchecked, select, enable, visible, disable, hidden. So all these validation we will going to see in a practical way. Right. As in my previous sessions, you already saw that how we can install the Playwright, how we can use the TypeScript, and how we write our first script. So all these we already discussed, and I already showcased you. You can navigate to my channel homepage, and from there you can, from the playlist, you can choose whatever video you want to watch. Now let me create one file for it. So I have to navigate to the test folder. Inside that, I do a right click, and here I have to provide the name of the test. So I'm going to call it as radio input dot spec dot ps. So this is the extension you have to use while you are writing your script in the Playwright. So you have to use this extension. Now let me import test and expect for validation from Playwright. So we are importing this from the Playwright hyphen text. So we are importing from here, okay? With this column. Then here, now we will going to write our first test. So our test will be test, and then this test function is accepting the two arguments. So we are going to provide those two arguments. So one is test, so we are going to write input box verification. Okay, input box verification. And then you have to call your fixture. So you're calling your fixture as page. I already discussed why you are calling, how you can call it. So just go to my previous video and watch all about. And then we are calling the anonymous function. And always we have to use the async when we are working with Playwright. I hope this is clear for you guys. Let me see why it is giving error. Okay, missed one curly braces. So now it's correct only. So this is your test. Okay, inside this test, you can write your script. So what you have to write first, you have to launch your browser. So how you can launch your browser in Playwright? You have to use the page dot go to. Then you have to provide the endpoint of it. Right. So what is our endpoint? Our endpoint is this one. This is my endpoint, right? So this is my endpoint. Now, when I launch this, there will be some sort of UI page will be there. Okay. So what we have to do is we have to launch this this URL on an application. Oh, sorry, on a browser. So I will do just a copy paste here and I will launch it like this. Now what will happen that I am able to see the username and password. So this is my input box. So today we will going to automate this input box. Okay, so I just do a right click of it and I will inspect this to see the location of this particular username or password of this input box. So I'll do this. And I already showcased you about the XPath locators and all. Mostly XPaths we are not using in the Playwright. And how you can use the selector hub, that also I showcased you earlier. Okay. So now you can take the locator from here. This will be an easy way. And then you can create one variable. You can call it as username is equal to, just do a copy paste, or you can use the page dot locator and then you can provide the locator name here. And this we are storing in cons, so we are writing like this. Okay. So we define this. Now understand that what are the validations we are going to perform here. So we are going to perform these validations on the input box. Okay. So verify input box is enabled. Verify input box is editable, or you can say it's giving the suggestions. Verify input box is visible. Okay. And empty. Okay. You are going to see all these assertions today. So for that, what we have to do, we have to call it as username. Okay. And then we have to write expect. Then you can provide the username. This is the format you have to use. Expect, you are expecting, you are providing some or using some validations or assertion here. So expect username. Now what we have to confirm that your input box is enabled or not. Okay. So what method you can use to be enabled? To be enabled method you can use here. Okay. So this method will show you that whether your input box is enabled or not. Now same way you can use that your input box is to be editable or not. So you can call these method, or to be visible or not, or empty. Okay. Right. So while automating you can use all these assertions. So in this way you will get to know why it is failing, where it is failing, what is the cause of it, everything. So at the time of the debug you will not get any problem to understand the script. So that's why you have to put the all these validations. Now let's run this. So how you can run it? You can run it by npx playwright, and here you can provide the file name. Here you can provide the file name. What is your file name? Radio input dot spec dot ts. So what command we are using here to run a particular file is like npx playwright test. We are running the test. We are not running the tests. It means that all the files we are not running, we are only running one particular file. So that is your radio input spec.ts file. In which browser we are running? So we are running in the Chrome browser. If you want to run in other browser like Safari, you can use the WebKit for that, or Firefox. So you can use or you can run there as well. Right now, I am running on the Chrome itself. So now let me enter it. We missed one thing here. Um, I got to know why it got failed. See, all test cases are failed. Why? Because we missed the wait here. So always we have to use the wait, before performing any actions on any web elements. So we always have to use the wait. We always have to use this. Test await. Okay, await. Yeah. Now let's rerun this. This time it should work. So go to your script. Now let's see the report. Though it is showing as passed, it means it is passed, but we will see our report. How we can see the report? We have to use this particular command. So here, input box verification and all the validations or assertion got passed. So this is the way you can automate your scripts with for input box, right? Now, next test we will going to see for the radio button, how we can handle the radio button, okay? So let me write one more test here. Just let me do a copy paste here. I'm going to write the second test. Okay. So what I have to again do is like I have to launch the browser. So page dot go to, and this time which URL we are going to use to automate the radio button, we are going to use this particular URL. Okay. We can use await. Now for radio button, what validations we are going to perform? We are going to perform these validations. Okay. So first of all, we have to identify or we have to locate the radio button position, right? For that, let me launch the browser. For that, let me launch the browser. So this is our radio button. Now we can use this. Inspect. Selector hub. Then locator. So you can store this in any variable. Radio button is equal to page.locator. Okay. And same. Now you have to first verify that whether it's checked or not checked. Right. So for that, what you have to do is inspect, then radio button. Dot not dot to be checked. This you have to use it. Okay, to verify whether your radio button is checked or not. First, you have to check this. Why? Because see, this is your website. Okay, this is, for example, your automation website which you have to automate. So you have to verify whether your checkbox is selected or not. If your checkbox is selected, then what will be the next action? If your checkbox is not selected, then what will be the next action? Why? Because if we not verify this, your script will fail in next. For example, if it is checked and you're already trying to do that, so that time it will give some error. Though Playwright already handles such type of cases, but yeah, I want you guys to make sure on this. So you have to select the button, right? What you have to do, you have to select the button. So what you can do is radio box dot check function you have to use. Guys, remember one thing, okay? Remember one thing, that you do not click on any of the radio button, okay? You have to use the check function. This is the major difference between click and check function. So when you are playing with radio button or checkbox, use the check function, not the click method, okay? I'll use the await here also. Now, once you check, you can verify that your radio button is checked or not. So like that. Not to be checked. And then whether it's enabled or not, you can verify that to enable and visible to be visible. For hidden, I will tell you the difference also. Hidden dot to be disabled and hidden. Okay. So for to automate the radio button in a good way, we are putting this assertions here or validations, right? Now the first one is to be checked. Like before check on the radio button, we are making sure that whether the radio button is checked or not. Then we checked on the radio button, then we performed and we are verifying that whether when you check the radio button whether it is this functionality is working or not, so that we are making sure, and then we are checking that it is enabled or not, right, or visible or not. But these two will going to fail. Why? Because to be disabled and to be hidden, we are already making sure from the enabled or visible. So this is the way you can automate your radio buttons in your automation script. Now let's run this and see the result. If there is any failures, we will investigate that. What happened? Hmm. Okay. Now show the result. So now show the result. Okay. So see here, we got some error. Duplicate. Ah, what happened is like we just wait a minute. Input box verification, input box. Radio button verification. This should be radio button verification. Okay. Now let's rerun it and see. Okay. Disabled and hidden. As expected, this got failed, but we will see the result. Okay. So input box all sorted. Everything got passed. This is fine. The next is hmm. And here, as expected, this got failed, but that's okay because we expected this to fail, to be disabled, because we are using the to be visible here or to be enabled here. So it got failed. That's expected, absolutely. And rest of the validations also got passed. So this is the correct way, to automate your input box and radio button. And in this way, you will double sure that whatever the script you have written is working absolutely fine. So I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching.